Hello and good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're watching from. And I want to welcome you back to another episode 111, live on YouTube and Facebook. I just want you to do me a big favor by sharing the link. At least share the link with one person, let that one person share with another person, and let's all do this together. We are all in this together, so I'm just sharing mine. Just forgive me, I forgot to put it on that platform, and I am doing it right now as I speak. So you can also share it. And I want to welcome everyone tonight to this wonderful and amazing episode. I'm so excited to be here with you. You know, Mondays are one of the days I keep looking out for, and I'm glad you are here with me today on this last Monday in the month of June. Uh, you know, I didn't want to say that, but you hear people say all the time, can you believe that? Oh, yeah, you have to. All right, so just share the link. Let me do this. Let me do this real quick. Let me post this right here. Okay, okay. All right, so share the link with another person. And, this is a podcast where we challenge you to step out of your comfort zone and to step into the version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And again, I am your host, David Joe, and today's episode is one that speaks directly to the core of your growth and potential. Watch this space.
Every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, join me as we dive headfirst into thrilling stories of personal growth, daring adventures, and transformative experiences. Get ready to be motivated, inspired, and empowered to live your life to the fullest. So mark your calendar, set your alarm, and get ready to step out, step in with me every Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't miss out on the adventure of a lifetime. Subscribe now and let's step into the unknown together. This is Step Out, Step In. The journey begins here. Step Out, Step In podcast, live on Mondays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Subscribe today.
All right, again, welcome to episode 111, 111 of the Step Out, Step In podcast, live on YouTube and Facebook. And I just wanted to continue to do me a favor. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube page, please do so. And follow me on Facebook. Like, comment, share. We are all in this together. We are all in this together. Okay, so now let's see here. All right. So tonight we are talking about personal development, how it shapes your growth, your mindset, your future, and how you can make it a lifestyle, not just a one day thing. Ready to become the best version of yourself? I'm so excited. So I just want to invite you, let's grow together and let's dive into this right in right now. All right. So again, I just want to thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm glad you're here with me tonight, and I'm so excited to be here with you. And again, if you can just share the link with at least one person, let that one person also share with another person, whilst we are all in this together. And as I said earlier, we're going to talk about personal development. So let's begin with a simple and a clear definition of personal development. You know, in this context, I said personal development is the intentional process of improving yourself, your thoughts, habits, character, mindset, skills, and even your emotional and spiritual well being. Let me say that again. Personal development is the intentional process of improving yourself, improving your thoughts, your habits, your character, your mindset, your skills, and even your emotional and spiritual well being. Ladies and gentlemen, it's about becoming more self aware, setting goals, goals that are attainable, realistic goals, making positive choices, growing into the person you are meant to be and made to be. It's not about perfection, ladies and gentlemen. I think I keep bringing this up because sometimes people want to have everything perfect, but you get frustrated when you try to make everything perfect. Excellence, yes, I agree, but perfection, because no matter what, you can never be a perfect person because you're not. The only perfect person that ever walked on the surface of this earth was Jesus and Jesus alone. Um, So whether it is reading more, whether it is managing your emotions better, taking care of your health, learning a new skill, deepening your faith with God, or just making wiser choices, that's all about personal development. That's all about personal development. So the question is, why is personal development important? Why is it important? And I'm glad you asked the question why it is important. So let's talk about why this matters so much. Why personal development is so important. So we want to look at a few keys why it is important. Number one is you were made to grow. Ladies and gentlemen, whether you like it or not, physically you were made to grow. Growth is built into creation. Think about it. Babies grow into children, children grow into adults, seeds become trees, caterpillar becomes butterflies. And if you're not growing, you're either stuck or regressing. Personal development ensures that you're not just getting older and tired, you're getting better, stronger, and wiser. That is personal development. You're getting better, you're getting stronger, and wiser even as you grow old. Every one of us is called to grow. And we are called to grow spiritually, mentally, emotionally. So you are made to grow. That is one thing. You are made to grow. That is why personal development is so important. Number two is it equips you to handle life's challenges. Life is not always going to be smooth. Life is not always smooth. Challenges will come because life comes with challenges, whether you like it or not. Challenges will come. One thing is everybody goes through the challenges. Nobody in this world is it's it's exempted from challenges. One thing that I know is God never promises an adversity exemption clause. But the person who has invested in personal development handles storms differently. They don't break easily because their roots are deep. Their roots go so deep. You develop resilience, you develop wisdom, emotional intelligence, and strength to keep going when life gets tough, ladies and gentlemen. Think about David in the Bible. I'm also David. But you think about David in the Bible. Before he ever fought Goliath in public, he was developing his skill in private. He was tending the sheep in private. Of course, his brothers knew about it. He was fighting lions and bears, which I believe nobody knew about it until one day he testified of it, or he disclosed it. And all these things were being done in private that prepared him to be able to face the national challenge in public. So development prepares you for destiny, ladies and gentlemen. So you are made to you were made to grow. And number two is you it equips you to handle life's challenges. That is why personal development is important. It is also important because it increases your impact. Personal development increases your impact. One thing that I know is you can give what you don't have. If you try to give what you don't have, it's like returning from a place you never went to. I actually got this from my spiritual father, Dr. Franco Fusiapia. You see, the more you grow, the more you can pour out into others in your family, your community, your ministry, your workplace, your business. Think about it. Your school. The more you grow, the more you can pour into others. In fact, I attended a leadership conference one time, and in the course of the conference, they gave us this acronym, ACT, A-C-T, and they said, as you go through the material, or anytime you're reading any material, a book or anything, just apply the acronym ACT. The A stands for the 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 A stands for acceptance. You need to accept it. The C stands for change. There are certain things that if you need to adjust or make changes to it, you change. And the T stands for to teach. And we were told that when you teach something you've learned, it sticks with you more and longer. Good evening, Nana Amasapon. Thank you for joining. Oh, okay. I wouldn't say this time, but I'll make sure I do it. All right. So that is what it tells us. It increases your impact when you learn more. You're able to pour into others. If you're filled with wisdom, if you're filled with peace, clarity, purpose, that is what flows from you. So you're able to pour out and give to others what is in you. So guess what? If you don't have anything in you, how do you pour out into others? How do you give to others? If you're empty, there's no way you can fill others. It's only when you're full. So personal development makes you a better leader. And of course, every one of us has a leadership capability and ability. I always say that leadership is not a title, it is not a position, it is influence. Personal development makes you a better parent. It makes you a better friend or a better mentor, not a tormentor, a better mentor. So it increases your impact. Not only does it increase your impact, it also builds your confidence and clarity. It builds your confidence and clarity. You know, the more you grow, the clearer you become about your values, your purpose, your ambitions, and your goals. Permit me to say that one more time. The more you grow, the clearer you become about your values, your purpose, your ambitions, and your goals. You know, there's this quote that I think I saw it or I saw it on a bumper sticker some time back. Um, no, there's let me quote this. It was Benjamin Franklin. It was Benjamin Franklin who said, "Without continual growth and progress, such, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning. Without continual growth and progress, such words as improvement, achievement, and success have no meaning." Think about that. So you stop living by default and accident and stop living by intention. Start living by intention, intentional living. And intentional living also makes you read books. So read a real book. Our Bishop always tells us that read books without pictures. Read a real book and not face the book. You know, these days people spend so much time on Facebook. Yeah, but if you're on Facebook around this time, watching this podcast, it is good. I'll encourage you. You know, so when you develop yourself, you make decisions from a place of wisdom, not a place of fear. You walk with a sense of direction, not just wandering around hoping life figures itself out. Not resting on or finding your slave at a place of default, going through the same cycle day after day. So not only does personal development build confidence and clarity, it honors God. Ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget this. Personal development is not just a self-help idea. It's also a spiritual principle. It's also a spiritual principle. You know, in Romans 12 and verse 2, the Bible tells us that we don't have to conform to this world, but we have to be transformed by the renewing of the mind. So transformation comes as a result of renewing your mind, not removing your mind, but renewing your mind. We don't have to conform to the status quo of this world. We don't have to follow what the world is telling us to do. That if you have to have this kind of size, this kind of color, this kind of hair color, eye extensions, and all that. No, it says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Transformation comes as a result of a renewal of a mind, renewal of mind. That is personal development, the renewing of your mind. So when you grow, you're honoring God. You're honoring the life God gave you by stewarding it well. In fact, the word steward means a caretaker, a manager. God has entrusted your life into your hands to manage it and manage it well. That is why personal development is so important. So, how how do you begin your personal development journey? How do you begin your personal development journey? And I'm glad you asked this question. So let's see some practical ways as to how we can embark on this journey. We can begin and embark on this journey. Number one is self reflection. Self reflection. Take time to reflect. I've come to realize that this is one of the areas where very few people embark on or engage in self reflection. And as you take time to reflect, you ask yourself very important questions. You ask yourself, where are you in life right now? What is working? What is not? You ask yourself, what are my values? What do I value? What do I need to work on? And what are my habits? Whether you like it or not, you're changing every day, you're growing. Yes, you're growing, you're changing. So, honest reflection is the first step to transformation. Number two is let's set goals, set clear goals. We're back. Sorry about that. There was some sort of interruption. Yeah. Right. So, what I was saying is, it's not about huge leaps, it's about consistent steps. And being consistent and remaining consistent doesn't come easy, but you push yourself through it. There are days that you feel like, I don't want to do this, but you make sure you push yourself through it. So set clear goals, specific, meaningful goals in different areas of your life, most especially your spiritual life, emotional, physical, and your professional life. And number three is commit to learning. Commit to learning. I heard this thing which says that the day you stop learning, that is the day you start dying. Commit to learning. This day and age, we don't have any excuse for not learning. We can read books, listen to and watch podcasts just like this one, attend workshops, seminars, seek mentors, and don't just scroll, but grow. Learning opens your mind to new possibilities and it helps you avoid repeating old mistakes. Now let me do this. Yeah. So keep learning. It doesn't matter how small or how big that thing is. One of the things I do, I intentionally do it, is to learn something new every day. It can be something very small. You know, I intentionally commit to learning something new every day. I'm actually, I've subscribed to Audible, and I listen to audiobooks when I'm driving. Um, I'm currently listening to one of Bob Proctor's books, Change Your Paradigm. And you learn so much from books. Listen to podcasts, watch podcasts just like this one. I'm advertising this as well. And help me advertise it too by sharing it with other people. So learning opens your mind to new possibilities. And of course, it helps you to avoid repeating old mistakes. And number four, surround yourself with growth minded people. Surround yourself with growth minded people. One thing I know is you can't soar like an eagle if you keep hanging out with chickens and turkeys. Your circle, your circle influences your growth. The people you associate with, who are growth minded, will rub on you. Find people who challenge you, who inspire you, and who hold you accountable, ladies and gentlemen. You know, um, I think it was Eleanor Roosevelt who said that great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people. I saw that on a bumper sticker, which they have, put it the other way around. Small minds talk about people, um, average minds talk about events, and great mind discuss ideas. When you associate yourself with growth minded people, they encourage you to talk about ideas, things that will improve the lives of other people, things that will help your community, things that will help the generation, the younger generation, even the generation yet unborn. That is what it is. They are not going to help you talk about or discuss people. That is small mindedness, ladies and gentlemen. They're not going to help you talk about events, the parties you attended, the funerals you went to, the game you attended. No, ideas, ladies and gentlemen. We all have this gadget in our hands. Most of us have it. Some have two, some have three. I don't know how they use it, but we all do have it. It was somebody's idea. Now, most people have become so addicted to somebody's idea. Think about it. So surround yourself with growth minded people. And whilst I'm in this lane, let me showcase my spiritual father. Let me talk about him. Uh, let's see here. You know, this is my spiritual father, Dr. Franco Fusopia. This past June, he turned 68, and this is how 68 looks. I always say that when I grow up, I want to be like, I want to look like him. And this is a man at his age. He's always and consistently and constantly learning, reading books. Anytime we go to Atlanta, we visit his house, and when you go to his library, I mean, it's amazing. Sometimes he reads four books to prepare one message, which only lasts for 45 minutes. And it's not that he's just flipping through it; he reads. He's constantly learning, and he encourages us to do it. Even so, if he at this age is doing this, how much more you and I, who are younger? We don't have any excuse for not surrounding ourselves with people that will help you grow, growth-minded people. The Bible talks about iron sharpens iron, so a person sharpens another. You cannot never sharpen an iron with wood. So let's grow. Let's surround ourselves with growth-minded people. And number five, number five is stay consistent and be patient. Stay consistent and be patient. One thing that I know is anything that grows overnight dies overnight. Growth takes time. So don't give up just because you don't see the results in a week. Keep showing up. Keep dressing up. Keep showing up. Keep trying. Keep making that attempt. Keep stepping out and stepping in. Your future self will one day thank you for not giving up on yourself. Your future self will one day thank you for not giving up on yourself. I'm enjoying this. How about you? So stay consistent and be patient. Watch the space. All right, again, thank you for tuning in to episode 111 of my Step Out, Step In podcast. And I'm glad you're here with me on this Monday, the last Monday, the month of June, and also the last day in the month of June. Okay. All right, so as we wrap up, personal development isn't just the elite. It's not just for the elite or the motivated. Personal development it's for everyone, especially you and I. Because when you grow, everyone connected, everyone connected to you benefits. When you grow, your family, your future, your faith, they all rise as you rise. So today I encourage you, step out of stagnation, ladies and gentlemen. Start and step in to your next level of growth. You were made for more. And your journey of personal development is a path to that more. So again, I want to say a big thank you for joining me on the Step Out Step In podcast episode 111. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube page, please don't forget to do so. Click on the notification bell so that anytime something is posted, you will be notified. Follow me on Facebook. Don't forget to like, share, comment. Nice comments though. And if this episode inspired you or has inspired you one way or the other, I would like you to share with someone. leave a review or message me with how you are growing in your personal journey. I also want to learn from you. And remember this, you are not stuck. Remember that, you are not stuck. You are just one decision away from stepping into the best self, into your best self. You're just one decision away. And again, this has been your host, David Joe. Until next time, or same time next week, God willing, keep growing, keep stepping, and have a wonderful, amazing, fruitful week. And wishing you all a happy new month as we cross over into July. Have a wonderful and amazing week. I love you. There's nothing you can do about it. God bless you. Goodbye.
Leave your fears behind, watch how you've grown. Challenge yourself, break free and begin to find the purpose within. Step out, step in, out of your comfort zone. Step into the light where your potential shines.